Good day, everyone. Hope everybody's doing okay today. We're still on in quarantine. As you can tell, we can't do much still. Some people are still at home. Some people can't work still. And I just want to say hi to my ladies. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're doing better with your anxieties and stress. For me, I'm doing a bit better because now that I'm busy doing the YouTube channel and writing my journal, and I go out and enjoy the parks, the birds, the trees, just God's creation. And it's been quite a beautiful weekend doing that. So we've started another week, and I hope everybody's doing great. I know some people's families are not doing well, and I pray on their behalf that they get better soon. Those of you who lost loved ones, I also pray that God guide you through this process and God give you the strength and endurance to deal with this. And hopefully this will pass soon, but again, there's a long way to go. So, what's been happening? I had such quite a busy weekend talking to certain people, certain women about things that they've been going through. Especially the most important thing is abuse. A lot of women went through a lot of abuse when they were younger, and now they also have young daughters. And society now, you have to really teach your young daughters about life now, because there's a lot of promiscuity, there's a lot of looseness with the young people now, teenagers, even younger. They're exposed to a lot of sexual behavior, and we have to teach our kids that it's what is appropriate and what's not appropriate. For me, I went through certain things in my life as a young girl, and I was very quiet and shy and didn't talk a lot. So I never told my parents until I was a teenager. Not even teenager, I was like 17 when I let out what happened to me. And because of going through that as a young girl, I always closed myself up from people. I never spoke to anyone. I always would be in my room, closed off from everything. But my parents didn't realize that's how I was lashing out. They didn't realize that that happened to me until I told my parents. Then they realized maybe that's why she was like that. So it's very important that you speak to your young kids about, especially girls. You should speak to your daughters about the opposite sex, how to deal with the opposite sex, how to say no, and how to protect themselves, because it's really tough, especially now in this world we live in. And we should always be able to teach our daughters right from wrong, because it's not easy. And that sometimes abuse leads to most of the time, it leads to stress, it leads to anxiety, it leads to some women, they grew up to not have self-esteem, they grew up to not love themselves. And so we have to inculcate in our daughters that we are beautiful, women are beautiful, we deserve respect, and we deserve to be loved. And it should be easy for your daughters to come and chat with you about whatever is happening in their life, because back then, in my time when I was growing up, it wasn't easy to speak to my parents because my dad was very strict. And I used to be so afraid to speak to him about certain things that was going on in my life. So I always kept it inside, which was really bad for me to do, because I grew up like timid. So like I kept to myself. And I ended up getting high blood pressure because I couldn't deal with certain things in my life. And my dad would be like, why? You're so young and you have high blood pressure. He didn't even understand what was going on with me until I got, as I said, to the age of 17, and I was acting out and I started misbehaving because I wanted his attention from him. So I started acting out, and I ended up telling him what happened to me, and he was so in shock and disbelief that he left me with somebody to take care of me, and this is what they did to me. So of course my father was not happy at all. So that's why I'm saying we really have to teach our kids, our girls, children, that they should be able to talk to you about anything. As parents, they should be able to come to you about any question, come to you to discuss anything, and they shouldn't be scared or afraid. And when you see your child like just staying in their room all the time, just sticking to themselves, they don't want to speak, something is going on. So you always have to make sure and go to your child, have a discussion, love them, kiss them, hug them, ask if everything is okay in school. How is school? What kind of friends they have? If they have a computer, make sure you check their computer. Make sure you check on them all the time. It's so important, especially now, because abuse is the worst thing that could happen to your child. And a lot of women now, they went through, especially Caribbean women, they went through a lot of that in their life growing up. And they become strong women, most of them. But then there are some who turn to drugs, who turn to prostitution, who turn to not loving themselves, who turn to being on the streets. It's not easy. So guys, please, if you have girl children, please take into account their behavior. Make sure you check on them all the time. It's important. Talk with them. Don't always be like rough and tough, because sometimes they like put up a shield to just not show their real emotion. So today's discussion was about just, showing your kids a lot of attention, checking on them all the time. If they're in their room all the time, please go in, sit with them, chat, play game with them, take a walk with them. Because some of us were not able to be loved. The love that you didn't have, you can give that to your kids. So again, it's a short discussion today, and I will be back soon to discuss something else with you guys. But so far, I love you guys. Please take it easy. Please love yourself. Please don't be hard on yourself. Remember, stress and anxiety is not good for us. Let's try to fight it. Find something positive to do. Find something uplifting to do. And be safe. And I love you. Have a great day. Bye.